everyone, welcome back to Art a la Carte, and in this episode I'm going to show you how to draw some TsumTsums.
Pencil and some paper, and the best part is having lots of fun with Art a la Carte.
So for those of you who don't know what a TsumTsum is, it's these really cute little tiny kind of bean-shaped plushies, and they have made a whole bunch of these TsumTsums based on Disney characters, and they're so fun to collect, and you can stack them up, but really they're just super duper cute, and I thought they would be super duper fun to draw. So I'm going to go ahead and just you make a circle right here, and then you're just going to flatten out the bottom of it just a little bit so that it looks like it has a little bit of weight. And this is going to be the base for most every TsumTsum you make. This is just going to be the kind of the head facing picture looking straight at you. So we're going to do Mickey first here because he's the leader of the band, and this is blurry. There we go. So on either side, I'm going to put two other little circles coming out. And you want to try to get them roughly the same size. Now for those of you who maybe have a little bit of a hard time drawing circles, I actually have a video where I talk about how I draw my circles and the technique that I learned that helped me immensely in the circle drawing departments. I'll put a link to that in the description box below. But basically you're not going to try to draw one line going all the way around. You'll see that I make lots of very lightweight lines, ones I can barely see, and then I can go back in and kind of pick the line direction that I want and darken that in just a little bit. That's going to help you to get just the perfect line. The trick is drawing light and smooth. Okay, now for his face, I'm going to draw this M shape, M being for Mickey, and I'm going to bring this all the way down, almost to the bottom. Like if I were to take and cut this in half, and then cut from here to here in half, so about 1/4, that's how far I would bring it down. About all the way, almost 1/4 down. Then when he gets this, I'm going to kind of bring it up and out for his little cheeks. Just like that. Now the rest of it is super duper simple. Right down here on this line, you're going to draw two black dots for his eyes, leaving lots of space here. This amps up the cute factor. And then you're going to draw another oval on its side. And there you have Mickey. Super easy, just a bunch of circles, an M shape, and more circles. I'm going to take my ink pen, I'm going to ink him in, add a little bit of color. So there I inked him in. Now a fun trick with this is because I'm going to be coloring all of this part in here black and his eyes and nose black. If you need to fix your line, don't worry about your, this being too thick or, being messed up. Go ahead and just fix your line because you're going to fill this in anyway so you won't notice it. Now before I color in the black, I'm going to go ahead and just find some peachy tones to color in his kind of face and skin. Super duper cute Mickey. But I want to go ahead and begin adding the rest of the friends stacked up on top of him. So let's move on to our next character. So the next character I'm going to draw is Donald, and you're going to start off with the same kind of dough ball shape, but don't be afraid to overlap it. You want it to be the same size circle as the Mickey head. And I'm going to overlap that underneath his ears so it looks like he's just stacked right on top. And again, putting a little bit of weight. Now, of course, Donald does not have big mouse ears, but he does have a really cute little hat. So I'm going to put kind of a rounded rectangle shape right on the very tip top of his hat there. And actually, after looking at some different photos, it's actually to the side. So I'm going to erase that right there. That's why it's really important to use soft hands so you can erase. I'm going to put it off to the side of him. And we're going to shape that up to make it more like a little bit of a jelly bean shape. I'll make it look a little bit more like the little sailor hat. And then right at the very bottom, it has just a little bit of that rim of the cap. And then the little sailor tag right off here. And then Donald has, of course, his little beak, which again, we're going to divide this in half and divide that in half again. And right at that 1/4 mark, you're going to draw this really flat, rounded triangle shape. And that is his little beak or bill. I guess it's a bill because he's a duck. Right underneath that, you're going to put his little sailor bow tie, which I'm just going to take and make a little rounded triangle pointed in this way, a little circle, and then another one pointed out this way. And then I'll put a little line in the middle, just kind of give it that little crease. Now with Donald's face, we can do some fun things. He has a lot of different facial expressions. I'm going to give him a little bit of angry eyes. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in his little eyeballs very, very lightly. Same as I did with Mickey. But then I'm going to cut down the corners. Just like that. Put some little marks in there. And I'm just going to draw that part. So it looks like his little eyebrows are kind of coming in. He's a little angry. There we go. We have our angry little Donald. And when we go in to put in the coloring, we'll give him some little blushies on either side because he has a lot of his plushies have little pink cheeks. So we'll give him some pink cheeks. But right now I'm going to go ahead and ink him in and then we'll add some color. It is time to add Goofy on here. So again, I'm going to start off with the same shape. This time I think just because Goofy is a little bit taller, I'm just going to go ahead and make the circle, his body circle, a little bit taller than I normally would. I don't know if the real Goofy Tsum Tsum is taller, but I just feel like he would be. And again, don't worry about overlapping. Let that just, however that needs to fall, let that go with it. Once you have your shape, we're going to again put the M that we have in Mickey's face, but not as wide. And so we're going to draw that shape kind of coming down and a little bit closer in to the center of the face. And maybe not down as far, maybe only about halfway for right now. We might adjust that. Because right in here, we're going to put this circle, kind of a rounded, circle-y, oval-y, rectangle shape for his mouth. Or kind of his muzzle area. And then eyeline is just going to come right down into that. So again, draw nice and light so that you can kind of just get that the shape and the size that you need. Don't worry about making it too small. The more I look at it, the kind of the bigger it actually is in comparison to his face. There we go. Now, towards the top part of this, but still inside the circle, we're going to put that oval for his nose. And then right here, really close to like the dead center between the two eye ridges, we're going to put 2 circles. So the other characters have all had their circles way far out, but Goofy's are closer in. Some other features that Goofy has is he has his goofy ears, which we're just going to bring out as these loops towards the side of his head, coming down over here and over here. And we'll try to keep them about the same size. And then we're going to give him his hat as well. And we had Donald's on this side, so just to kind of balance things off, I'm going to put his hat on this side. So what I'm going to do is, it starts off a little bit thin, so I'm going to kind of cut that in, overlap on top of his head. Kind of like a curved circle there. There's kind of the rolled brim of his hat. Then he has kind of this black band. And then this kind of rounded up, upside down triangle a little bit. Kind of like that. And it might be a little bit smaller on the actual Tsum Tsum. I'm not sure. Again, I don't have a real goofy Tsum Tsum to kind of base off of. I'm kind of looking at some photos and things of different Tsum Tsums. But I don't know. I kind of like it a little bit bigger. And then he's got a couple little goofy hairs. We'll give him 3. So there we have the first 3 all stacked up. I have plans to add a few more. I want to add Pluto and Minnie, but this is actually taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So I'm going to go ahead and save that part for a part 2 in the video. So make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss that part of that video. I will hopefully have that done coming up soon. Also, if you enjoyed these Tsum Tsum drawings and would like to see others, because I mean seriously, there is unending almost how many different types of Tsum Tsums are out there. So if there is one that you would specifically like to see how I would draw or how you can draw it, let me know in the comments. Or which one is your favorite? Do you have a collection? I so far only have one Tsum Tsum, and it is the little 3 peas in a pod. I thought it was so cute. I actually bought it because I just thought the 3 peas in the pod were cute. I wasn't really into Tsum Tsums at the time, but once you buy one, it's like you can't stop. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.